And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Did someone say cold? 33, wind chill of 27. I see we've nothing on East Tennessee. What is that, 21 and snow? Woo, Diane. That's a heat, might be cold there. Pam, good morning. Good to see you. Robin is joining us as well as Richard. So glad to see each and every one of y'all. As we get back to a normal day, this is Tuesday, isn't it? We have the Christmas lighting of the tree tonight in downtown Meridian. I do hope you can make it down for that event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll talk more about that coming up this morning at the top of the hour. Bring the kids down. Usually some hot chocolate and things of that nature. Get to make pictures in the sleigh. It's fun. It happens tonight, downtown Meridian. Won't you join us? We'll be there. Is that girl going to be there, Odie? Is she in town?
I think so.
Okay. We'll see if we can get you a sleigh picture with that girl.
Yeah.
We'll be right back as we go to Collinsville now to dust all this off and get us a good word.
My wife and I used to live in New Albany in North Mississippi. There's a river there called the Tallahatchie River that goes through the middle of town. It's a fairly wide river, and it makes its way through several counties in the northern part of the state. In the town there's a park along the river, and the river serves to help identify several businesses, landmarks, and there are a few events that use Tallahatchie in its name. If you look down into the river, though, you notice that the water's always muddy. You wouldn't dare take a drink out of it. The river serves some general purposes, but the water is not pure. Proverbs 25:26 says, like a muddied spring or a polluted well is a righteous man who gives way to the wicked. As believers, we have to know that a wicked world is watching. As we serve God, we can do a lot of good things and contribute to our communities as we help to meet needs. However, if we compromise our Christian convictions, it can serve to cause a world that might normally see the life-changing transformation that God has made in our lives to see a life that is muddied or polluted by sin. We should never want the world to be disillusioned about the difference that God makes in our lives when we are saved. We're going to make mistakes. But as we live each day, we must guard our hearts, asking God to help us avoid the pitfalls that can bring reproach upon God and His kingdom. Those pitfalls can cause a world that needs Jesus to see our lives as a muddied stream instead of a stream of pure, living water. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. You know, before we went live, we were sitting around listening. Do y'all remember Sammy Kershaw's remake of Christmas Time's A-Comin'? I'm in the spirit. How about you? Welcome. We're glad to have you here with us this morning. If you were in Amsterdam, headed to New York City, well, you were -2 flight attendants. And you go, well, why? Well, they had a little bit too much of the holiday cheer before boarding. On a random test, 2 flight attendants failed the breathalyzer test. That had just a little bit too much to drink in the lounge. A few folks had to do without peanuts on that trip. We are looking at San Francisco off of board the Princess cruise ship. A 72-year-old is missing. As they returned in, they counted. He was not there. They think he was overboard. Condolences to those family members on that. That must be a pretty common thing. I don't know if people get too close to the rail, leaning over, what happens, or if it's on purpose, but that happens from time to time. Maybe there's people out there that donate even after their candidate loses an election to help cover those experiences. Those people may be there. They're still making calls for donations weeks after the election is over. Kamala Harris is who we're talking about. What was it, 20 million they were trying to raise to pay off the debt. I also think there's an investigation into who done it and how they spend it going on within the organization itself. They're still trying to cover those bills. Wouldn't you hate to be that guy that's not going to get paid? Somebody is going to get stiffed. That usually happens. This is when this guy makes a promise, I tend to believe him. Donald Trump has sent an ultimatum to Hamas, and he has told them to release our hostages. Do you realize there's still about 60 hostages that have been captive for over a year? Some of the sickeningest conditions that you can imagine being done to these people. He has given an ultimatum to release them before he takes office, or point blank, it will be hell to pay. He says there's nothing that they've ever seen like is coming, and he will use it all to take care of them. I tend to believe the man. I think that little lady that got elected in Mexico is going to learn the hard way about that. Canada has come on down and met at Mar-a-Lago. They understand what's going to happen if they don't start helping with the problem at the border. Mexico, she may have to learn a thing or two. We'll watch that, see what happens. Manhattan, this is awful. We have 1 dead, 6 firefighters injured in a 3-alarm fire that happened late yesterday afternoon in New York. 1 person deceased at Christmas. And speaking of that, I'll ask Odie about this a little bit later on. I was reading about Mississippi. Do y'all realize that in house fires in the state of Mississippi, we've already lost 58 lives this year? 58. I think 6 of those were about food, cooking, stove fires. Boy, boy. We'll have the numbers a little later on this morning. Cyber Monday was yesterday. Did it outdo Black Friday sales events? Well, we'll see. Turn that down where we can hear a little bit better. But Black Friday says we'll find about those numbers here in just a little bit. We have a ex-Kansas detective dead this morning. He was supposed to show up today for trial. He's not going to be there. He is accused of taking advantage of women throughout the years. Several cases against him. He took his own life before he went to court. I think that just kind of says guilty, does it not? FBI still searching for January 6th, J6 rioters. Donald says he'll turn them loose after that big pardon. And we'll probably need to talk about this a little bit. The last time that pardon was used, full and unconditional, was Richard Nixon. That's the last time anything was worded quite like that, as Hunter is now free. But they say, be ready, there could be one more in the family that is given the same. You thought about it, Odie, who it could be?
Himself.
His brother, Jim. Money has been funneled to his accounts, then distributed to the Biden family.
You got to charge before you can be pardoned.
He's afraid there will be charges because they are really investigating now after that full pardon. It goes back to 2014 if you read that pardon for any crimes against the United States back to 14 when his dad was just vice president.
When he took that $1 million job.
Yeah, he took a job that had nothing to do with what he was capable of. He even, I don't know if you've seen this, he even stiffed someone for like 8 months worth of, and this is almost borderline too awful to talk about, but he did it. And we're talking the president's son, Hunter. He stiffed somebody for rent for 6 to 8 months, tried to pay him with a piece of art. Now, here's the part where I don't know if you've had your breakfast yet. It was painted with his own feces. Y'all let that sink in. We had these folks in the White House for 8 years. It's scary. Don't believe me? Google it. It's out there. Now, again, I don't know if they will pardon Jim, his brother, but look for that. Everybody's saying don't be shocked about this. This could go deeper and get more people in case an investigation goes deeper. We'll see. A Florida woman is sentenced to life. She zip-tied her boyfriend in a suitcase. He didn't make it.
I'm sorry.
I mean, how'd she get him in it? I mean, because he was alive when he got in there. Hey, here's one. Good luck. This is great. Walmart worker had to go in on her day off. She meant to buy a lottery ticket at lunch. She got too busy. She got ready to leave, bought one. $1 million winner. Southern California. Her life has changed. She'll end up getting half a million maybe after Uncle Sam gets. Do y'all really realize? And let's back up and think about what I just said. If you were to win the lottery right now, about half of it will go to the government. And each day you hear me talk about taxes on a local level. You hear me talk about it on a state and then a federal level. There's too much month at the end of the money, and we have people that are elected taking your money. That's a prime example of winning it big, $1 million, and you got to give half of it away to somebody else. Think about that. Whether it's a foreign country or someone who just simply doesn't want to work. We need some folks that got your best interest in these jobs. Vote, vote, vote. And be educated about it. Study up on them. It'll come back around. We got one in Meridian coming up in about a year? No, less than that, about 6 months. We'll have an election for mayor and also city council. Y'all don't realize the importance of such few people turn out to vote, of how it really affects you throughout the year, of new taxes and on your fast food. How much was that? Extra 3%, something like that. It'll never end. Just so you know.
Oh, 2% food tax.
2% food is 2%, but it will never end because none of it's going toward the principal. Because the way it's written, you can take it and add on and do other things and still get the money. It's nothing going against, maybe a few pennies, but it's not really going against the principal. I like the numbers. And if you're watching and you go, Scotty Ray, you're wrong. Prove me wrong. Bring me the paperwork and show me. I'd love to see it. I'll be glad to say I was wrong about this whole thing. But you think about that. There's a lot of people in our neck of the woods that have to eat out every day. They can't get up and make a sandwich in the middle of the night. They got 50 things going on. They got to eat out. It supports local business. That's a little bit more away from your family, isn't it? My 2 cents. Who did I make mad over that one, Odie?
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
I made a bunch of them. Okay. It'll be okay. Y'all going to get over it. You know I'm right. Humana, humana, humana. Let's see here. Do you remember the general that I brought up that his promotion was blocked because he had part to do with the Afghan removal of the United States troop? We lost some lives on that. That got the go-ahead. He's going to get that 4-star promotion after all. We'll see how long that lasts after January 20th, where somebody said somebody going to jail.
For a little month and a half, maybe.
Month and a half you got that promotion. We'll see what happens. He may make it. But it's been said right, loud and clear, for those who were in charge and messed it up, we're coming. We're going to investigate. I don't know if there's anything to this. This has been so many years. 1999, wasn't it? John Benet Ramsey, y'all remember that? Oh, yeah. They done a documentary about it not long ago. Is there truly new evidence or not? It's still a mystery. Everybody, how many times have you heard, oh, I know who did it? They never know. I wish they could. I wish they could answer who did this horrible crime to that little girl. Republicans are all on the same side after they met yesterday. They met with Pete, and I always have trouble with his last name. Hexteth, the guy that was Fox News, they've agreed that he should move forward with his appointment, Secretary of Defense. Was it Sam Cooke that saying change is a-coming?
Big change.
It's not going to be the same in the military. It's going to be you do your job. You don't carry your to the battlefield. If y'all seen it, you know what I'm hinting at if you've watched any of these commercials that the Department of Defense put out to get people to join the military. You won't be bringing your purse to the field is all I'll say. Look it up. They're going to have a new...
Klinger.
Yeah, Klinger is not going to be out there running around in high heels. I'm not kidding. Seriously, did y'all watch that stuff? He had a guy on a ship in the military. The next thing you know, he's wearing a dress on the ship. I'm like, do what?
That didn't happen when I was on the ship.
Yeah, those are but it was really Klinger is what it was. I guess is the best way to politically say that. You can't wear that into battle. Just saying. We'll be right back as we get into our forecast next this morning here at the Scotty Ray Report. Y'all smile. It's all okay.
The most wonderful time of the year is just around the corner, and Al's Garden and Gift is ready for a magical Christmas season. From sparkling Christopher Radko ornaments to custom wreaths by Wanda, we've got your holiday decor covered. Looking for the perfect gift? Try our custom baskets packed with treats like Mississippi cheese straws and old-fashioned peppermint sticks. And be sure to add vibrant colors to your outdoors with pansies and snapdragons. Charm and beauty await your home this wonderful season. Merry Christmas from Al's Garden and Gift.
Kind of makes you want to sing God Bless America, doesn't it? I'm here with y'all. If you're in Siberia wearing a skirt this morning, it's cold. Y'all go ahead and try it. As we go back for record highs and record lows, 1982, well, it was 82. Randy Travis kind of year. 1929, it was a low of 18 degrees this morning when you woke up. Been many a moon, hasn't it? For today, we see that, what is this that I spy? 49? Did they change that? I'll have to look at that, make sure we're still on track. It was 51, now possibly 49. Again, sitting right now, what was that last temperature I had? 37? No, 34. Wind chill of 27 is what we have. As we look to Bama, 46 in Demopolis, 42 Birmingham today. Wow. Now, that was at 4 a.m. when I got these numbers. As we look across the south, look at this. Normal weather out to our west, a little heating up with that. As we look at the breakdown of what we've got, 48 today. Oh, my. Christmas tree lighting. Who's going to keep me warm? 26 tonight.
You better charge your batteries.
Y'all better make up with whoever you made mad. It's too cold to sleep alone. Brr. 58 tomorrow, 45 for a low tomorrow night. Look at the drastic change in that from 28 to 45. We'll see 55 on Thursday as we get rain showers in the forecast, 40% chance, 27 for that low on the night. We're hoping that that separates and it's not at the same time. We would have a mess, wouldn't we? As we go into the weekend, 49 for a high on Friday, low down around 33, 56 on Saturday, 61. The 60s move back on Sunday as rain showers move into the forecast on Monday. As we look across this to next week, all the way through the 17th, 2 weeks into December, we'll see 66 and kind of stay in the mid-60s through the 17th. Rain chances back and forth on that. Not bad. As we look now to find out about fishing, here we go. Major time is going to be at 9:40. No, it isn't. At 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll go 2 to 4 for our best fishing today. No one was fishing at 1:30 when I was up, Odie.
No, you didn't see them anyway.
No, I didn't. Northeast wind 5 to 10 today. Deer hunting, it looks like the best time is 1 o'clock this afternoon until 3. A good day to hunt. Sunrise hits at 6:40. It's already happened. Sunset will roll in at 4:49. Wind, again, is going to be northeast 5 to 10 is what we've got. As we go back to take a look at live radar, let me pull that up and go back over here. Here's what we've got this morning. Clear across the great state of Mississippi. We see over here in Dothan, Alabama, these areas here, we do have a freeze warning in effect, and that goes all the way to Douglasville, Georgia, Brunswick, Valdosta, and down into Ocala. We got some cold weather there as well as around Gainesville, Jacksonville, those areas. A little bit of fog back over near Houma, Louisiana, somewhere Troy's yelling, shoot 'em because it's too cold. Do they hunt during the winter months?
No, I don't think so.
It's just, it's a certain
You got that
hunting time. Yeah, alligator season.
I like deer season around here.
Yeah, deer season. Fun stuff. We're 10 minutes before the hour. We're coming up top. Join us, won't you? The morning show. We're getting our coffee. We hope you will, too. It all gets underway at 7. Join us, won't you? We'll be right back.